Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight on our News Weekend. Gunmen opened fire on a party, shooting 14 people. The PM heading to St. Lucia tomorrow. The Red Cross still assisting Ragged Island residents nearly 2 years after Hurricane Irma. Plus, a group of students providing uniforms for all.
Our news is brought to you by Alive.
Good evening and welcome to our News Weekend. I'm Vonique Toot. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, following days of speculation, Cabinet Office announced this evening that Brent Simonet has resigned. The statement reads, Brent Simonet has tendered his resignation as Minister of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration with effect from July 1st, 2019. Ellsworth Johnson will assume portfolio responsibility for the Ministry of Financial Services, Trade and Industry and Immigration with effect from July 1st. Officials have not said what led to Simonet's resignation. It's not the first time Simonet has resigned from a government-appointed post. In 2001, then Member of Parliament Bradley Roberts revealed in the House of Assembly that Simonet, who was Airport Authority chairman at the time, awarded a runway repair contract to Bahamas Hot Mix without getting the consent of the board. Simonet, who admitted that he approved the work, later explained that he had done so because the matter was exigent and not enough board members were on the island to form a quorum at the time. When the board did meet again, it approved Simonet's decision. However, with an election fast approaching, Simonet tendered his resignation after then Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham asked him to do so. In other news, gunmen opened fire on a party in Montell Heights this morning, shooting 14 people, including a 10-year-old girl. Meanwhile, 3 other people were injured during that incident. An alleged video of the moment gunshots rang out has been widely circulated on social media. It shows people dancing, then quickly running for cover. According to police reports, the victims were attending a party at this house on Ethel Street in Montell Heights around midnight when unknown gunmen opened fire on the crowd.
Shortly after midnight, the police received a report of a shooting that took place in the community of Montell Heights. Responding officers arrived at the scene and received information that several persons had been shot and some were en route to hospital. Preliminary investigations revealed that there were 14 persons who sustained apparent gunshot injuries and 3 others non-gunshot injuries. The information that we are working with is that a male was walking towards the party when he was confronted by 2 men who began shooting at him, resulting in persons being shot.
An additional 3 people were injured as partygoers ran for cover. Police have confirmed that 10 females and 4 males were shot. Among the victims is a 10-year-old girl who family members tell us was shot in both of her legs, requiring her to undergo surgery on Sunday. Police Commissioner Anthony Ferguson told the media during a news conference at Central Detective Unit on Sunday that 2 females and 1 male are in critical condition. He says based on the intelligence police have received, there were 2 gunmen and officers have the matter under control.
There's actually a team that is actually doing some work in respect to this information, and you could appreciate that you have to be very careful in how you handle these kind of intelligence. You don't want the person get away from you, but we are aware of who we're looking for.
When our news visited the crime scene Sunday, dried-up blood was splattered across the street, and this happy birthday poster and stereo remained near the building, showing the jubilant mood of the party before tragedy struck. Relatives say the gunman was near this grill when they fired shots into the crowd.
They started running because they didn't know, actually, the gunshot started from behind them. And they didn't know where it was coming from. They didn't really know exactly who was doing the shooting.
Right.
All right.
That's more blood.
More blood right there, all of this.
And you mentioned one of the people shot was your 10-year-old niece.
Yes, one of the person who shot was my 10-year-old niece and my cousin. My four of my cousins and family friends.
And how is your niece doing, the 10-year-old who was shot?
Well, she's in surgery right now. Two of her legs has been broken from the gunshot wound. So she is in surgery right now.
The family member told us another one of the victims was shot in the head.
The bullet penetrated her head, but not hit the brain.
So how is she doing now? Have you spoken with
family? Stable position. They're just trying to get her blood level balance because the pressure consistently moving, fluctuating up and high and low.
The victim's relative, who did not want to show his face or give his name, said the birthday party was held in honor of the 10-year-old girl's mother, who is also pregnant. He says after the mass shooting, family members attempted to call police, but the control room and CDU numbers were down. This has been confirmed by police, who said those numbers were still down on Sunday. The man says the incident has left this community shaken.
It was yesterday family gathering, and nothing big. Just was close friends and family. And everybody was really shocked, that would take place, knowing the fact that, we don't have no problems on this road here. Everything is as a family get together, and everybody worked as a team around here.
And as police investigations into this incident continue, Ferguson suggested the public should still feel safe.
We are following significant leads in respect to this matter. Members of the general public, I wish to advise you that you can move about in your normal daily business. This is not a situation where persons are going around shooting anybody. It is still early in this investigations, and as information become available, we will release more details.
Amid questions over the Minnis administration's pledge to reduce the murder count for the year to 85 by the year 2021, Minister of National Security Marvin Dames is doubling down on that commitment, insisting he would like to see the country achieve that goal by the end of this year.
This is a measurement, as in any in all countries. You set standards, and our measurement is by 2022, I think it is, that we would like to see the murder count at 85. I contend that while we have that as a measurement, and this is what any developed country will do, will set measurements and standards for their agencies, which is a good thing.
Dames insisted this goal is a realistic one.
Our objective is to get those numbers as low as we can every year. And I would like to see it below 85 by the end of this year.
So
that's what I would like to see, and that's what the police would like to see.
Is it a realistic goal?
Of course it's realistic. Anything is realistic when you are confident in your strategy and the programs and your policies.
Cabinet Office has announced that Prime Minister Hubert Minnis will travel to St. Lucia tomorrow for the 40th regular meeting of the Conference of the Heads of Government of the Caribbean Community. Minnis will lead a delegation of senior government officials to the three-day meeting, including Minister of Foreign Affairs Darren Henfield, Minister of Tourism Dionisio de Aguilar, and High Commissioner of the Bahamas to CARICOM Ruben Raming. Minnis will also be accompanied by his wife Patricia Minnis. Discussion items include security, Venezuela, blacklisting, and the Caribbean single market and economy. Caribbean leaders are also scheduled to discuss matters related to regional tourism and finance. The Prime Minister will meet with the Prime Minister of Norway to discuss matters of mutual interest. Deputy Prime Minister Peter Turnquest will act as Prime Minister in Minnis' absence. He will return to the Bahamas on Saturday, July 6. As Ragged Island residents await long-promised relief from the government nearly 2 years since the passage of Hurricane Irma, it turns out those left on the island are still getting assistance from non-profit organizations like the Red Cross. Kawakin reports.
September will make 2 years since the powerful Hurricane Irma ripped through tiny Ragged Island, clearing down basically everything in its path. Since then, not much has changed on the island. It was deemed uninhabitable and saw many leave for work or education. But nearly 2 years later, those who remain are still getting help from organizations like the Bahamas Red Cross.
They need water on a regular basis, hygiene kits, supplies. Some of the islands, persons are always in need. Some persons impacted have not really, for instance, some of the homes are still not repaired, etc. Some persons with the downturn of the economy, some persons are not working, and so the Red Cross has to step in, and that's where we That's where we come in.
Turnquest said with situations like Ragged Island where assistance has to continue, there's the need for additional training for Red Cross personnel.
We had training. We've just completed a CERT training with NEMA, and the trainings are ongoing. So we try to keep ourselves, trained up, ensure persons are trained, and so a lot goes into training in the downtime, so that in the event of a hurricane, we are there and we're ready.
There are provisions in the 2019-2020 budget for the construction of a $4 million school and hurricane shelter. In a national address last month, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announced the construction of a school and a teachers' complex at a cost of $2 million, a new clinic pegged at $2.5 million, as well as the construction of a post office, courtroom, and police station and accommodations for officers. But it could be a while before those things come to fruition. For Turnquest, Hurricane Irma has taught the people of Ragged Island as well as the Red Cross a lesson.
We are always in what we call preparedness mode, because as you know, with the past few hurricanes, we are still in assisting persons on some of the islands.
Since the past year.
Yes. So our work never stops. We are in it for the long haul, like we tell people. So it's not just the immediate rush of relief items when the hurricane passes, but also that help has to continue.
Meanwhile, Turnquest says the Bahamas Red Cross always welcomes donations.
The Red Cross, let me put it like this, is always in need of donations. As I mentioned on previously, that any donations received, or I'm thinking financial donations now received during a disaster, is earmarked for disaster. However, our work goes beyond that, and hence we have the fundraising. So donations are always welcome. Persons are always in need, and of course we have people to help, and any donations we are grateful for those donations that come in.
For Our News Weekend, I'm Kyle Joaquin.
For the second straight year, students are coming together to ensure that all children have school uniforms ahead of the new school year. Paige McCartney tells us about Uniforms for All.
While most high school students are spending their summer days lounging on the couch or planning beach days with their friends, one group of teenagers is finding ways to help students prepare for the new school year. Led by recent Queens College graduate Malia Neely, Uniforms for All is on a mission to collect gently used school uniforms from schools throughout New Providence to help students in need.
And we just sense the need. The back to school season is notoriously expensive, from backpacks to textbooks, so we want to at least relieve parents and students of at least one financial burden this season.
Yeah, so the idea is that you want people who have gently used uniforms to make a donation here at Solomon Supercenter, and there are other depots around the island where you can drop off those uniforms, right?
Yes, we have 3 locations with our decorated bins. We have Solomon Supercenter, Solomon's Yamacraw, and Cost Right. So you can go to any one of those locations and drop off your gently used uniforms there.
Okay, so tell us, Miss Alice, tell us about the bin, how they can go about. You have like the bags here. Tell us what the process is. Yeah, you can go ahead.
So when you come into Solomon's Cost Right or Solomon's Yamacraw, you'll find nicely decorated bins thanks to our artistic directors that you see here today. And you will see a bag, and on the bag it has the label where you put your name, your email, and the size of the uniforms that you're giving. And the reason you give an email is because the person who gives the most uniforms gets a gift certificate to Jumbo Business Center.
Oh, nice.
A $250 gift certificate. So once you put your uniforms in the bag, you place them back in the bin, and they'll be laundered and mended and then sorted and given back out to the community.
Yeah.
This is the second year the students are launching this drive, having recycled more than 600 uniforms last summer.
Okay, last year we collected more than 650, so this year we will want to make it more bigger and better. So donate to any one of the 3 locations.
The schools I would like to get from are more like the primary schools, because I feel like those kids, they're the future, so they should be able to get what they need.
The collection period runs from July 1st to July 31st. Just look out for the brightly decorated bins at the locations mentioned.
I personally think that it eases the stress that parents face on a daily basis, because they have home bills, electricity bills, cable bills, the everyday eating bills. So for them to be relieved of buying school clothes would be good. Plus, children would be able to go to school. Those who are less fortunate, those who can't afford to buy clothes, this would be an awesome opportunity for them. But also for us, because therefore it makes us feel better to know that we are able to help them, because if it was us, we need the help too.
A pop-up distribution center will be announced in August for those looking to benefit from the uniform drive. And if you'd like to find out more information, you can go to the website www.ufa-bahamas.com.
How can other people get involved, like Corporate Bahamas and other average Bahamians who may not have uniforms to donate but want to help out in some way? Are you accepting those kinds of donations or help?
Yes, we are accepting monetary donations to help with the overall upkeep of the organization. And so, yes, you can help. You can contact us at my number, 804-2466, or you can see our email, ufabahamas222@gmail.com, or our website, ufa-bahamas.com.
So now you've got enough time to get those old uniforms together, gently used. You don't want them tattered or stained, and get them together so that you can help other kids in need for the new school year. For Our News, I'm Paige McCartney.
And still to come on Our News Weekend, a meteorologist turned social media star visits the Bahamas. Plus, a local summer camp is training and inspiring future CEOs. Stay tuned.